Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Fallout New Vegas. Now I was going to wander around here and see if I could find a key to get to this location called the Long 15. And instead of doing that, I just looked up the Long 15 online to make sure it wasn't connected to DLC, and it absolutely is. It's connected to the Lonesome Road DLC, and we're pretty much just trying to avoid doing any of the DLC. There is another location labeled Dry Well that is also, here it is, part of DLC. And these two locations are on the map, so they're technically within walking distance of DLC, where the rest of the locations in DLC, of which there's not that many, those are connected to other areas that you can't walk to.
Background? Take a look.
Let's see. This character has a lot of caps too. And I wonder if maybe the massive amount of caps in this location have something more to do with the storekeepers themselves just having more caps in general. You know, it does occur to me, however, that what I could do is load up one of my companions I'm never going to really use.
Take a look.
That's not the button I meant to hit.
Fine then.
But yeah, Cassie, if I load her up with equipment and then dismissed her, then she probably would still have all the equipment and be sitting on this stool. But then what I would have to do is load up like Raoul and Eddie with equipment too, but not be overburdened, and load up myself with equipment, and then fast travel to this location, sell everything between this trader and the trader outside,
Oh my God.
and then
Are you the one who saved President Kimball?
dismiss this guy and turn Casey into my companion to take all of her equipment.
Why aren't the NCR taking care of regular folks yet?
We have a Nuka-Cola quartz glowing on the counter.
Hoover Dam.
These kinds of displays are
No monorail access to the
nice.
strip? Am I supposed to take
Also
my
gives you an
wheels
excuse that
inside?
if you needed any of these items and you would just kind of steal them, you know a good place to steal them from. So yeah, that's a thought, at least, as far as how would you transfer a massive amount of equipment that needs to be sold from the presidential suite to this
Monster of the
location.
Heat. Thanks for the assist. Wish others around here had your drive.
These statues never played any role. Now, I think this is probably the most iconic example of a case where they have had some 3D modeler or animator make this, and then it just wasn't well thought out as far as why do the statues need to exist, or even why are we placing them in this far corner section. The biggest problem, I would say, is that the statues are way too small. So even as we start to go down this road, they're not lit up that well that you would see them. I definitely was probably coming from about this point, and I had just a map marker that told me. But yeah. Directly looking up, you can see them. but they are disappearing fairly quickly. In contrast to this location right here where the signs are, we can see just the edges of the roller coaster in Prim. You cannot see anything of New Vegas, which you'd like to be able to see New Vegas completely from any location. And then there's just so many mountains here that, yes, looking directly I would see it, but if I was just casually walking this way, there's nothing that would draw my attention in that direction. I'm thinking that maybe it is just worth it to take the Explorer perk as early as possible. It would certainly better balance out the whole experience. So, yeah, this is just going to take me to a couple of small places. And these small places may very well have some value in. Let's see what happens if I can go unarmed. They may just have some value in
Okay, I guess we're doing this.
finding books. That's about the one thing we're gonna find is a bunch of books. And this shows where scaling is gonna fall apart. That you can't have the game scale to give you XP and then realistically be able to punch your way through an ant farm. So this ant's stuck in the ground. So there's a whole racetrack here. You can't go down that hole. So let's run around the racetrack and see if we see anything. This again makes me feel like the game should have had an electronic horse or a motorcycle. I think the motorcycle would have made a better sense, since canonically there's already that. Even a little car like that.
Get him, boss. I mean, if that fits with your schedule.
I guess.
Let's dance.
I guess maybe because I'm unarmed, Raul here is not going to punch people either. Or shoot people. And yes, there are some salt flat races that happen in the real world in Nevada. But I don't think they typically have an actual racetrack. There probably is a real racetrack. And somewhat recently there has been a race that happened just in the streets of Las Vegas. To some controversy. Yeah, there doesn't seem like there's a single item there, though, on the racetrack. So, if there was supposed to be a quest or anything, I'm not seeing it. So even if I had taken the Explorer perk by the time I first saw this area,
Yeah.
it would have moved me to
Okay, I guess we're doing.
it's just killing everybody before. Jackal gang members in less dangerous outfits.
Okay, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah. I guess it would have just ever so slightly balanced things out to wander around in these areas with knowing they exist. Interesting. Let's Brahmin skin outfit. Brahmin skin outfit. Helmet. I need to fix this armor. There isn't an armor repair kit feature or item. There's only a weapon repair kit item. And I need to not take the weapon off, the armor off, or I'll never be able to put it back on.
I'm sure you'll be fair and equitable, boss.
Well, if I took the power armor off of this guy, I could use it to repair my own armor. So it's just like one mine box, as far as I can tell. That seems to be the entirety of the items that you can find, and whatever is just on the people. Okay. And then the rest of the locations would be like way over here, so we should just kind of walk in that direction, or we should walk in this direction. I guess we probably should walk in this direction, because this does seem to me like there's a kind of complicated way to reach that, which is a shame because I see that some more enemies this way.
Okay,
Not sure exactly what they are. I'd assume it's rad scorpions. And this might be a good point to use grenades, if you are going to use grenades.
I've been doing this longer than you, pal.
Yeah, a lot of these locations still just have the corpses of either things that roll or kill incredibly fast. And maybe to grind up you need to just leave your companions at home. It also just definitely feels like you can't respawn as many enemies as you would like. I guess I've been over there. That's, I suspect. Oh, I don't know what that is. Looks like it's Nipton. The game really did a disservice by telling you to stick to the roads. Yeah. I guess Nipton must just be fairly big, so that the marker here that says it's here has it go all the way back to there. There is something to be said about making an open world game and then having a significant amount of yeah, having a significant amount of space taken up by cities does avoid that problem. These guys are not getting killed. This is not hurting them at all. Why is that the case, I wonder? It seems weird. Because it was letting me blow up things before. But not so much anymore. Here we have a centaur. Centaurs don't play a big enough role in the game. You can see how Centaur is also getting glitched through the ground because I'm exploding them. So this is Jackrabbit Springs. Anywhere where you find deep water, you're assuming that that's been bombed. I'm assuming that there's nothing really here. So yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, in early game, why would you want to visit that area? And yeah, I'm not being super thorough here. I'm not looking over every single square inch to see if maybe there's some item. It's an incredibly slow and boring animation to use VATS, but you kind of need to do it that way. You kind of would have thought that the caravan cards would be picked up at more random intervals. There's never hostages. There's never anything that you have to really worry about as far as living people to actually save, which in a role-playing game you definitely would expect that to happen. You're accidentally creating a lot of bleakness for no good reason by just being incapable of writing or programming hostages and saving people in general. Mark Charmer outfit. So this outfit literally can only be refilled with something. Mostly caps, I imagine, would be your best bet then. And then you have a door that just goes into a new load section.
You like that?
And that's an interesting example of where a grenade might help you in the later run. Of course, it's also going to blow every single item away. So this feels like this could have been just another area where maybe you would have made a home for yourself. You have a bed, here you have a bigger bed. If you just needed a home. And still gonna, I think, find not really too much in these foot lockers. It definitely feels like these kinds of items should scale up, so you're not just picking up the same old garbage, or frankly even just getting more bullets would be preferable. I imagine this dead prospector was more over there and got blown away. Yeah. If this was a fantasy game equivalent of a role-playing game, though, you would find a location like that, you would get some kind of special named item. It would be a fairly cool item that you would use for a decent amount of time. Let's see. Guess reloading stations might give me something to do, but it's really just breaking down and crafting bullets, which I don't even really want to do at the moment. There's nothing else you can even do at a reloading station, and I guess that's why you don't see them very much. They don't prove to be that useful.
I expect to be awed by your dizzying mercantile sense, boss. Hey, don't worry about it, boss.
Yeah, it doesn't. Sorry, I went quiet there. Doesn't really do anything. So, we found this location. It's a dump off location. It plays very heavily into the idea of metal armor. Let's see. So we got a perk for drinking alcohol. Let's just go ahead and eat pretty much everything. That probably is enough to get drunk. And then we're just gonna have all of this wear off instantaneously. And here you can see the local map is just almost completely obscured still, and the Explorer perk does not help you with that in any way. I did see a campfire there. I should have actually walked to that campfire and checked it out, but whatever. Also over encumbered. We could do this whole DLC section, but that's not really the experience I think most people would have. Make sure I'm actually going in the right direction. I think most people would have played the game when your first experience, if you'd bought the game brand new, would have been to play the main game, and then the DLC almost certainly would have come out later. And so that is, I think, historically the best way to play these kinds of games, to see what they could actually create at launch date, and then what gets added and how the add-ons might change things. But there is a decent chance I will be fairly overpowered, and maybe the DLC will scale to my current level. There's another motorcycle. You stop seeing the motorcycles once you get past the lower third. Not sure there's a single one of those traps that I've successfully disarmed. No, I can't even blame the darkness of the interior lighting for that. It's just, I'm actually going to look. So many BB guns. Well, that reminds me. There's no reason to not take a rat away or two. Once again, there's just kind of nothing here. It's just a whole bunch of junk. I just don't get it. I just don't get why you would... Here we have Caesar's Legion safe house. Let's go see what this leads to. I imagine it leads to a heck of a lot of nothing. I imagine it's going to be a door that I can't actually access. Because I never got close enough in the Caesar path. It definitely feels like what they should have done is they should have just had Caesar's Legion be the bad guys in the game. Then the NCR should have had effectively a Section 31. Some of these visual effects are a little wild. Yeah. To explain that reference, there's this secret, like, Gestapo-like, somewhat Gestapo-like organization that was introduced into the Star Wars canon. I think somewhere around... And we don't have the key, so we can't go in there. I think it was maybe around Voyager that Section 131 was introduced. It might have been... Let's see, it's not like you can sneak in. So you just can't use the safe house. But yeah. The general idea is Section 31 does the dirty work for the Star Trek Federation. If there was a similar organization in the NCR that had you do spycraft type dirty work, then yeah, that would let you play as a bad guy and be a bad guy without really getting too deep into actually doing immoral things. That's not gonna work. Let's see what else we've got. I imagine these guys are infected. It'd be funny if there was some way you could put a different kind of ammo than BB guns in a BB gun. Pew pew arguably is our best bet if we can find bullets. And I guess the beauty here is you really don't have to search Reavers. The only thing they're going to have on them is caps of any value. So this was supposed to be, I guess, some kind of nuclear test site. Definitely feels like it is a staged area where they would have bombed it. Head damage with an energy weapon.
Okay, I guess we're doing it.
Of course, this implies that their nuclear testing literally was done on people, or the NCR didn't know about the nuclear radiation. Still haven't really gotten any kind of alcohol perk. It is possible that entry 1 of the diary trash. Some more boost star things. Entry 2 of diary of trash. Nikola Tesla and you. Trash is apparently a person. That's a unfortunate name, to say the least. Okay, well, we're getting a lot of radiation here, so while we're at it, let's take a Rad-X and Radaways. It's a diary, so apparently she was trying to turn into a ghoul. So yeah, I'm just skimming it, but yeah, it seems like she was literally trying to turn herself into a ghoul. Interesting story concept, I suppose, but doesn't work great. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe this whole section here is blocked off. That there was going to be maybe a more complicated test area with radiation, but they opted to not let you investigate it too far and get too much radiation. Probably is some way to glitch into that. And I assume that this is just kind of the end of the map too. That's pretty far distance to actually get a shot off and have it hit. Now, my perception's so high, I can see them coming, but I can't actually see them. Ooh, a hardened Mr. Gusty. So this is something I've missed, in that I've really wanted more random I wanted more wandering robots. Sure would be nice if you could These sentry bots though seem to be way stronger. And let's come over here on the aid part. I lost my hotkey on stim packs, which means at some point I ran out of stim packs. Yep, this is exactly what I would have wanted to see more of. Although I really would have preferred just to occasionally run into one of these guys. These robots traveling the land could have been the robots that they definitely could have been the robots that the Securitrons and Mr. House was trying to take over. Tesla beaten prototype. At least in that location there was an actual item. An actual named item. Ooh, it takes your health. 25 HP every time you fire it. Well, we gotta fire it once just for fun, but definitely doesn't feel like it's something you really would want to do. And then where is the next location to investigate? I don't think this does anything. I don't think it kills humans. And so we had the Legion group attack me. Oh, it also uses bullets. Crazy. So yeah, this feels like a spawn site that is very open to being overrun by Legion. And maybe even that's the intention, is that this is supposed to be an area that's just always under heavy dispute between the Legion and the Viper gang. Definitely does not feel like we're in a situation though where I am emptying out the
Time for more fighting.
Viper gangs or killing all of the Legion people permanently. figure something else out here. I think what I probably have is a bunch of garbage. Yeah. And I suspect I may have something that's very heavy. Let's start at the bottom, I guess. Yeah, this is still extremely game breaking to have to just drop a bunch of stuff. And no telling what dropping items really would lead to overall. If I was to just make a habit of dropping items, I assume they would despawn. It is just crazy though that you make a game that lets you pick up all the items on people, and then you punish the players who do that by having characters hold a bunch of nonsense items that don't have any value. Alright, what else can we do as far as repair? Can we repair any of the weapons? No. Can we repair anything else? That didn't even get us to where we really wanted to be. This gun is absolutely useless. Yeah, no, I just don't think you're actually going to ever get a headshot without being in bats. Do I not have... Every time I switch the weapon... So he just ran away. But Eddie is knocked down and I can't... He won't pop back up, I don't think. On his own, will he? I guess he will.
I got nothing here.
I'm gonna have to fast travel and Yeah,
Don't worry, boss. With my cat.
it is not even worth going to this next location. Which I don't even know why I have this marked that way. Next location would be here. Or here. Or here. But yeah, it's not worth doing any of that. Man, there was quite a few locations here I missed. Also, let's see. North Strip. First. And it definitely doesn't feel like we're making any real progress as far as our companion quest with Raoul. Let's see. Run this way. And then I guess walk this way. And then give me everything
I'm sure
you've
you'll
got.
be fair and equitable, boss.
And give me everything you've got here. And then ball cap with glasses. Full. Take the non-one. Biker's goggles. I guess the first thing to do is probably just to fix items. Starting with this. Which, yeah. If I can't repair that, then might as well just toss it. And it does seem like I just can't repair it. With that, then I should consider pulling out something more. Lose agility, but gain 2 strength using power armor. I think that makes the most sense as far as what I should wear. And then, is there any item here that I possibly think is something that we don't have before? Alright. We'll see if we have any items here. Combat armor mark 2 reinforced is 20. Crazy that we can't fix that. Maybe the idea is that that was supposed to be a one-time use item, or you would just keep it forever. So far, not doing too much wrong. I almost think that there would be a move here to have these items slowly repair themselves. Remnant's power armor is better armor. Heavy armor plus 1 strength plus 15 rad resistance. We're gonna take that and use that. It's crazy that we only got 1 slave scarf in the entire game. But yeah, definitely it would be nicer if you had just a nice group of mannequins or something like that to show off all of these costumes, or custom outfit selector of some sort. I don't know how you would make that visually look appropriate, but I think you could figure it out. Okay. So highest value items, we see, like this. So we're looking for 200. And the metal armor I probably shouldn't sell. Badlands armor. You see, some of that's going to come down to helmets. Helmets that are even worth 70 probably are as good as you're going to get. And really, I'm just dumping items into other items. Trying to see if that would increase the value of things. Still has me incredibly overburdened, though. So what can we do now? If I was to sell a bunch of small things, That leaves me with just those big things. And then if I was to buy big guns, that are high into the thousands, may have gone a little too far there. And then miscellaneous stuff I don't even know about. Aid stuff I don't even know about. So yeah, I think I went the wrong direction on that. Dumping a lot of caps to then have a lot of guns to then do something else later. Okay. Of these items, what do I think I may not have one of? Just probably the irradiated stuff. And then I think I want to take maybe half of these, which is probably more than enough. Nuka-Colas. See, I don't think you craft a Nuka-Colas here, though. I think you do it in the cooking. Nope, you do craft it there. Okay, I can't craft any of those items at all. And so I think it probably does mean it's just easier to give up on crafting at this point and throw in all of our miscellaneous items of any weight down here and see how much that gets me, which is probably not going to be much. May never have collected a baseball before. I definitely think crafting should just be abandoned. It is such a broken system. Maybe later on it'll prove to be helpful, but I'm picking up duct tape, I'm picking up sensor modules, about the only thing, because I know that those can be used to make stim packs, and using stim packs still does feel like that is something that's useful. Then aid items, if they have any weight. Just going to I guess guns have way more value for the weight. So I'm going to drink water, I'm going to drink alcohol. I'm going to sell everything else. So far this is not working out well for me as far as weapons though. Let's see, wine. Actually I was gonna see if we could wait, but my wait button's not even popping up in this area. 2 buttons now on the controller have stopped working. Maybe because I'm over encumbered. Maybe because I'm drunk already. I just don't think that there is a single way to die from getting drunk, so I think you're fine there. Still in a very bad position as far as weapons go. This prototype, equip that, and I guess maybe then we could see if we could use a weapons repair kit on it. Yes. And even at that, it's not particularly great. So we should be looking at the highest value items and seeing if we can repair those items. Cleaver. Boxing glove. Submachine gun. So the 9mm submachine gun is 849. 9-iron might be a unique weapon. Let's go ahead and fix that. That's 5,000. 10mm submachine gun is 968. So slightly more valuable. Okay. over here. 9 iron was a unique item. Boxing gloves, cleaver, displacer glove. Pew pew will keep. And this will put up. Yeah, and I guess the thought here, we could take some C4 plastic explosives. We aren't using that. Take lesser quality caravan, shotgun. I have 3 mini nukes, so taking the Fat Man makes no sense. And it's always going to be that case. You just cannot actually use it. And there isn't ever going to be an area, at least in... I want to play with this, so I'm going to take this. Yeah, unless you know an area is going to be full of super mutants before you enter, you're never going to think about that whole setup. Okay, but here's the real problem. This is all gonna fall apart because I need to take this, and all my sorting's just gonna go out the window. I need to take this, and then we need to go through every single weapon and see if we can mod it. So, one mod there. No 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 mod there. This is going to happen fairly quickly. That we're going to realize. Yep. Now, I wonder if you just can mod named weapons. But yeah, anything that can be modded should be modded first. The next thought also would be, yeah, it sure would be nice if there was just an indicator. Make sure we have a perfect variant of weapons. Don't have as many mods as I thought I would. So I've put a lot of effort here into purchasing mods, and I question whether that's worthwhile. Inherently, the mods themselves would have had to have been dropped by, I assume, a like special elite class character. That would be my guess as to what you really would want to have happen. Is an elite class enemy would show up at random times, like a golden shiny Pokemon equivalent, or whatever those are called, shiny Pokemon. Something that's just a little bit better. And those elite enemies would then drop weapon mods instead of dropping other items. Yep, that's, I think, kind of what the late game of Borderlands is. Certainly also you can have bosses. It is kind of crazy this game doesn't really have bosses in it. Yes, this is way too much menu hero again. I'm going to assume I don't need to keep non-modded variants of guns. And so I'm going to be willing to get rid of all of those. This obviously would be way better as a weapon too, that if you could just sort the menus to things that are moddable, that would make it, that would be much nicer. Interesting. That one not moddable. This one is moddable. So maybe it should have been that just everything had GRA at the end of it. And it definitely feels like, yeah, again, only the GRA weapons are moddable with some of this. This is really the kind of stuff that you would have thought would have been improved upon in Fallout 4, but I don't think it really is much better in Fallout 4. It's definitely way too much time, and the only other thing I could have done is tried to do the filtering mentally myself by sorting through things. Not all items are unmoddable though. And that's modding guns though, that's not crafting guns. So if there was a way to craft guns, I'm still not sure how you do that. Okay. We will take ballistic fist. Ballistic fist. And ballistic fist. Varmint rifle. Tire iron. We'll take machetes. This will potentially put me in a good shape as far as the state of most of these items. Super sledge. Okay. Should use the single shotgun to repair a bunch of other items. Science 22 SMG. Take the duplicate item here and the duplicate gun there. And I don't think we have any more duplicates there. Still isn't going to be in a great spot. Charger pistol. That's pretty much all I can do. Still a lot of things here that just aren't repeated. Pulse gun. Power fists. Full Q. Throwing spears. Police baton. Machete. Knife. Machete. Plasma pistol. Pew pew. Plasma pistols. GRA means we can take that plasma pistol out. Sledgehammer. Missile launcher. Minigun. Guess it's also worth pointing out that the machine gun concept too is broken. Light machine gun. Hunting rifle. And shotgun. Laser rifle. Hmm. I have 2 heavy incinerators. Yeah, I just want to side so much. So much sorting. Way too many items. And I guess it's such a mess here that what I would want to do is probably have a sort of sorting thing happen where these kind of items, since they already exist, really shouldn't be eliminated, but they should be limited. That would be my best thought, is to have you only use them in very specific spots. Yeah. Make there be an alleyway where you have to fight a bunch of ghouls, for instance, but your gun is knocked out of your hands and you have to use just boxing gloves. Make it a nice, funny cinematic sequence. There are definitely types of weapons here that also just don't play that big of a role. And there are definitely weapons here that yeah. So now let's drop all of these. I had nearly 1,000 pounds just in guns. So this is making my gun collection better. It would certainly be nice if we could put the guns on display. In Skyrim, there are specific things on the wall that you can interact with where you would take a weapon that is equipped and put it on display. Yeah, now we're just taking out the duplicate items. This one has a mod on it, this one doesn't. And the menu's not showing the mods. Oh. But it does highlight that their values are bigger. So in a weird way, I think there probably is an argument to keeping one of each. If they are gonna play that way, yeah. It does seem like the Gunrunner's arsenal style guns have different opportunities for mods versus what the non-gun running arsenal guns have. You can see how the mods are just scrolling down the, or not scrolling down, they're just falling off the edge of the menu. Well, that's not too bad now. I'm just at 302 points. So, if I was to just start to sell the lower guns, well, my thought process here would be something like that. It takes almost all the caps, 68 caps at this point, has very low value. Okay. How much?
Sure. I'll stop. Sure thing, boss. I expect to be awed by your dizzying mercantile sense, boss.
Imagine you can't wear most of this.
Hey!
No, I'm still at like 600. You won't take Great Khan. You won't take Legion. You won't take NCR. But you will take Brotherhood of Steel stuff. And I think you will take helmets. Okay. So, I think what I can do now...
I'm glad you decided to off one of the most powerful men in the Mojave. Life was getting boring anyway. Really.
Let's see, we will say
Good call.
go
Hey,
to
as long as you're
Lucky
not asking me to
38.
go.
So he's still here, just spawns right in that center spot. So now we have to, over encumbered wise, walk to Cassidy. There's no crafting here. As far as crafting guns, still. Yep. And we may very well find that Cassidy also cannot do anything or hold a lot of this Legion armor, faction armor. That's Veronica. She is. I could use Veronica to do almost the exact same thing. I could give her a bunch of outfits and then have her go to the trading post.
Well, now, look what... Let's see what you got.
Right, so no Brotherhood, no Great Khan, no NCR.
Don't mind trailblazing as long as we got the ammo. And whiskey.
So nothing
Can't
I can
tell you
have
how
her carry right now.
At? All right. Guess fate.
Boss. Oh, it's you. Anything's better than staying here. Let's go.
What I really would like is for him to be able to repair things. Right. So with that, I think I understand what I need to do now. Let's take the small guns out. And instead sell the super sledge. Wow, that is really a lot of value there. The problem with this is if we are selling power armor, that's not going to cover small things. Yep. We're assuming these small items are just things we're not really going to miss. Yeah. This is the move. We will take guns and then we will sell power armor. So when it says I am going to owe about that much, I'll sell that. for any kind of armor that is faction based. Yeah. So it's taken me a very long time to realize this, but this is the only way to do this. And I think that works kind of perfectly. We're selling faction armor here. It gives us most of our caps back. Then we're running to a shopkeeper to sell the rest of our stuff via fast travel. Now, is anything I've done in the past 30 minutes plus really good gameplay? No, absolutely not. It's ridiculous menu and barter manipulation, and if I wanted to play that kind of game, I would.
That tower on the strip's lit up night and day now. What's it mean?
Where is our shopkeeper? Traveling merchant. Seems not to be here, which is funny because I would have thought. And my pause wait button has totally stopped working. Yep. Pause works, but back does not.
Wish I could have been there to see Caesar die. What an asshole.
Might be a case that I can't move or pause time because I've done something else. Or I've started a quest. Might very well be in the middle of a quest. Okay.
I'm sure you'll be fair and equitable, boss.
Wow, he's actually wearing the power armor. Oh, I thought I was dealing with Eddie there, but I guess I wasn't.
I expect to be awed by your dizzying mercantile sense, boss.
No monorail access to the strip? Where am I supposed to take my lead? East side?
Background?
Okay, she has 8,000 caps, which is not enough. I don't want to buy just a massive amount of bullets, but it may very well be the best things we can buy. And it may also just be a case that I will have to buy very high priced items from her, just so that I can sell lower priced items. I guess that would be the name of the game here, is find low price items and sell them. what I define as low price, that should probably be something closer to 300. The idea here is to get rid of things, just things you're never going to see ever again. Never deal with ever again. I guess the move is to keep higher things. We've hit that level. You know, there is an actual quest for drinking water. Surplus makes some sense. And then I guess we are just going to take ammo. Odds are we never would sell ammo though. Let's see, sell that much. So that's almost perfect. But it still,
Fine then.
without the other traveling trader, has me over encumbered by how much? 200 pounds?
No monorail access to the strip? Where am I supposed to
What I
take my lead?
think I'm gonna do is I'll do the rest of this trading off screen. That's gonna be it for this recording. As always, keep on watching.